What's up, everybody? Happy Sundays. Hope everybody's doing well. Get some viewers in here. What's the lick? I'm brain farting. What's the lick? I think it's this. Yeah, it's a good tune, man. It's a fun one to just try to do, you know, by yourself. Oh man, we got 40 people in here. Cool. We got some people. Drop the camera so you can see. Okay, so I've got a problem with the camera thing today. I hate technology. I'm trying to stream a lot and get back into it, and I've got a wall of text here from a buddy who's trying to help me out on this thing. And man, I just always have problems with doing this external camera thing. I thought I had it figured out, and then it won't see it in the sources, and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. But we're gonna try to make it right. We're gonna get it good. Today, though, I'm gonna scoot back. I want to talk to you guys. First of all, I'm gonna open up the floor. You guys start throwing some questions at me. I want to show you guys something. This is cool. What we got over here on my trusty board, I got a new pedal. Now this is right here, what you're hearing is clean amp. This is the bellow with no pedals except the delay. Just some delay, that's it. Nice sounded. Now if I add in the BB preamp, you get this kind of thing. Right? That's really nice. Now let's add in this new pedal. Isn't that nice, dude? Gosh almighty. Okay, here again with no pedals. Just nice clean tone, you know. Now I'm going to add in the mystery pedal that I've been working on with Sir. So that's nice. Swing one of the. So Sir and I, specifically Kevin cooked this up. I'd been wanting something that suit my means. And man, this thing sounds rad. I'm going to add in the BB preamp. So let's go back. Here's the Sir pedal. You guys can try to guess at what it is. You know, it's pretty evident. I'm going to add in the Wampler prototype, get some heavy dirt. It really sounds nice, man. So that's the Wampler prototype and the Sir prototype together. That sounds really good, right? I'm on some of that. That's kind of nice. me try to clean that up. So yeah, that's the Wampler prototype and the Sir prototype together. That little lick that I just kind of stumbled on, I'm big on those pedal tone licks. You guys probably know that by playing things like those kind of like wide interval isms. I'd never done one in this altered kind of sound. It's kind of nice. Sorry, I messed it up at the end. Some of that. Yeah, cool. Let's dig into some Q&A. How about that? So anyways, that Sir pedal, I want to see what chat's got to say. Slide up back up in here and see what's going on. Okay, let's dig through some chat. How's everybody doing today, man? Thank you guys for chiming in. Stoked to be here. Wish my camera system was a little bit better. I'm going to get it right, though. I've got a new monitor sitting next to me. We're going to make things bigger. We're going to work on some of this stuff this week. Been writing. That's why I've been absent. I've not been hanging out with you guys. I apologize. I've been desperately writing. If you see over here, that big wooden-looking board, that's the backside of a dry erase marker. I have the new Kennedy Wood album sitting over there, the new Kennedy Wood Band album sitting over there. I have the new AW solo stuff sitting over there. Solo record number 5. Can you guys believe that? Solo record number 5. Unbelievable. I can't even believe it. So we got 4 studio records and a live record. Or it'll be number 4 for the studio record. Yeah, gosh. Supernatural, thank you for the kind words. Oh, yeah, when you guys started chiming in, I was just doing a little Almond Brothers, a little Jessica. Love it, man. Thinking about starting to put Jessica in my live shows when they let us back. Give me a thumbs up if you like that in the chat. I think we got Super Chat enabled. I think all that stuff's on. Let's see here. Just digging through. Is the mini pedal that I showed off another signature piece? This is Chris Cam. Yeah, it is. That's the pedal that is doing this right here. Without. With. Combined with a BB preamp. It's really nice with the BB preamp, you know. Nice and articulate, you know, which I like. Yeah, so Chris Cam, that's for you, my man. That is the that's the signature Sir piece. Anthony, thank you so much. Anthony Heastrip says, excellent tone. That's really important because I'm starting to get a lot of products with my name on them. Let's talk about that for a second. Signature products, man. You know, if you'd have told 15-year-old me that I'd have a signature guitar and signature pedals, I'd have probably called you a liar. You know, I never thought that was in the cards for me. Thanks to people like you for chiming in and kind of helping make that stuff a reality. You know, if y'all didn't like what I did, my music, I don't guess we'd be doing the signature thing. I think signature stuff's interesting, right? There's a certain amount of flexibility that everyone looks for, but in general, when you're doing a signature product, it's like what helps you make your own voice. You know, what is the thing that helps you make the thing in your head work? And you know, when I hear certain tones in my head, you know, I want to try to get them out. So, you know, Wampler, I think, is on the home stretch. I really hope Wampler's on the home stretch. Sir is, we got this pedal. I just greenlit it, and we got graphics and ready to go on it, so I can't wait to get that to market for you guys. Yeah, so thanks so much. You guys are freaking awesome. Steven here says, what interface and setup am I using? I'm using just a Focusrite Pro 40 and a aux. As you can see in the background, the Sir Bella is providing the lovely, delicious tones we're having today in the tonal buffet. And then my pedal board. So, yeah. And I've been kind of messing with this G&I Fuzz. Let's check that out. So this G&I thing's like an octave fuzz. I got to turn around here where I can face the pedal board a little bit. Kind of got it sideways. It's just some dirt from the Wampler prototype. Well, let's step on the G&I. Really Hendrixy, you know. It's so cool, man. It's just like the right amount of fuzz, you know. It really likes it above the 12th fret. It really likes the playing of it. Sorry, one more time. So yeah, that's the G&I Fuzz. Without it, with it, yeah, it loves it around the 12th fret. It kind of if you can outrun it if you're not careful. You can definitely outrun the tracking on it. One more time. Anyways, that's kind of a fun little pedal. Little fuzz, octafuzz. All right, so jumping back into chat, man. Yeah, that's kind of the stuff I've been messing with. Andy, is that the mini pedal? That is surely enough the mini pedal. Can we drop the camera a bit? Yeah, I'm stuck with this camera setup for today only. For today only. This is what it is. Happy Sunday. Anybody tell you you're one of the greatest guitarists? Man, Jackson, you're too kind. I'm so not even close to the best. It's not even. I'm not that guy. Van Halen shirt. Yeah, man. Gotta have it, you know. Sometimes you gotta have a little Van Halen, you know. A little Van Halen to match the shirt, right? Let's see if we can do a little bit more. Maybe this one. So a little Van Halen there to match the t-shirt. All right. Scott having some popcorn. Thanks for hanging out. I'm just looking through the chat real quick. Joe Stintz, alien guitarist, says Andy Wood Ben Eller need to release a guitar shred video. Yeah, we actually have got some stuff laying around that we worked on. Little modulated delay and low gain boost. You're kind of sort of right. The delay's doing some modulation just a little bit. It's not really a low gain boost. Dave Brandon, it's not an overdrive. You guys are really close though. Not a boost, not an overdrive. What else do you do? What else do you do to your clean tone? You know, if you guess at what else you do to your clean tone, you're probably right. Let's check here. Okay. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday, man. It's good to be back online and digging through the chat here. Jason Wade, really enjoy the musical conversation that I convey to you guys through feelings and imagination. It's easy to identify. Man, that's probably one of the nicest things anybody's ever said. At least in the internets here. Rick Graham says, "Monster, dude, takes one to know one." Cheers, Rick. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Staying safe. Let's see. Eric Johnson vibes for sure, man. I always have EJ vibes, you know. I always have that thing. One more time. All those kind of isms, you know. What inspired the Back to Austin tribute pattern of D, C, D, V minor? I thought it was a pretty cool flow. This is John McKinney said, what inspired the Back to Austin? So there's a lot of things that I think of when I think of EJ, right? The first part that I wrote to Back to Austin, believe it or not, was the bridge. The bridge that starts back there. Hang on, I hit a sour note as I was moving my stuff around. That's where the song started. And I just thought that sounded super EJ. All those changes. All that octave kind of triadic thing. All of that kind of stuff was what started the tune. And then I figured I wanted something that kind of felt like, do you guys remember? Like that, I think it was his tribute to SRV. And I wanted that kind of feel. I had to work in the harmonic there, where you do the harp at the top of the lick. Those kind of licks, right? All of that stuff was built around those like fifths, you know, and I think about that when I think of the EJ thing, about how he uses that. Those kind of licks, you know. All of those isms. And going through the tune, another influence was Highlanderans, the way the song has this section that walks up. So I wanted to have that. That's where the chorus comes from, or the B section. All of that is like walking, and and that kind of moves us back into the chorus. And if you listen in the song, I even quote in the improvised section in the middle of the tune after the bridge, I quote the really iconic Cliffs of Dover lick. But I just play it in D minor. There's no way you could do an EJ tribute without that lick, right? All of those kind of things, you know, love that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. Mike says he feels like he spent too much time noodling the major scale with no direction. Wants to put some direction in his playing. What is he to do? I'll tell you what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna take a little photo op, some stream time, and we're gonna get on the We're gonna tell the kids on Instagram what we're doing. Feel like they're missing out on the fun, and people will be like, "Oh, I didn't see the fun times." Let's do it like this. Let's see if we can do it like this. Stream time. All right. So, yeah, let's try that. Got stream URL, stream keys, and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see. Put this on Instagram. Let the kids join in. Live on YouTube right now. This is what we do, right? We try to get everybody connected, try to have fun, you know, hope everyone's staying safe, hope everyone's loving each other, spread the love and not the hate today, right? Let's do that. All right. We've now officially invited all the kids from Instagram to come hang out with us a little bit. So Mike says here he feels like he spent too much time noodling in the major scale with no direction. He wants to put some direction into his playing. Where does he start? All right. So, how to break out of the major scale thing. First of all, past couple weeks of the Woodshed have been songwriting. And there's a lot of tips on the songwriting in those episodes. It's like how I break down where I come from when I'm writing my tunes. When I think of major scale, you know, basically I think the first thing that starts that prevents some kind of compositional progression or some, you know, forward momentum in your work is noodling without a time signature, right? So Mike, the first thing to do is I'd say put a time signature in a groove, you know. Let's say major scale. What's a good major scale? Let's say D. Let's say D with a flat 7. You want to do that? You want to do D with a major 7. Let's do major 7. D with a major 7. And first things first is a time signature. 6/8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll let that kind of riff get in my head a little bit. It's actually a good riff. 4 chord. I'm trying to think in melodies right now. I want to hear a 6. Another 6. Now we'll drop it down, play the melody again. let's go to that little pre-chorus I had. Can't really remember the melody I played a few minutes ago. I'm trying to talk you guys through it. Here it is. That's it, right? So that's kind of how I go through breaking out of the noodling thing. Give myself a time signature, give myself a chord, and start working through some melodies, right? Like, it doesn't take much to get a melody going. Like, getting out of this thing. Like that's just like playing without any kind of intent, right? I think that's the tough thing, is playing with intent, playing music with an intention, with a vibe, and that's got to start with a groove and a simple chord, like laying out some just very simple parameters to play by, right? You can check those episodes of the Woodshed out. Just came out. Let's hit a couple of questions here. Thank you for the $20. Thank you for the beer money. I'll make sure it goes to good use today on a Sunday. The application of the EJ dominant 11th arpeggios. I mean, Corey, it sounds like with you just being able to whip out the term dominant 11th arpeggio, it's like you got to look at what's in that and then say, where can I use that? So let's take that kind of sound, right? That's what you're looking at. That could sit really nicely over like the Jessica. Like I was playing at the top of the show, So it's like just when you're thinking about like the applications of things, you got to think about singing a melody in your head. And when I'm doing those kinds of things, I'm usually thinking about the top notes. Like, what I can do. I'm hearing the things that make up dominant 11th. I'm hearing G, D as just played over an A. I hope that makes some sense. A lot of people complimenting the tone today. Thank you guys so much. I'm always trying to get it better, but I do have a couple of new toys, being that Secret Sir thing and a little Wampler prototype thing. Chris Cam says record Jessica. I'm thinking about putting it in the live set. When we get to go back to playing shows and stuff. Because I love the tune and it seems to make sense, right? It's like I can hear fiddle and banjo playing on that thing too, and that's where my live show is right now. It's like me on electric guitar and I got fiddle banjo player, and then Uncle Ben on bass and Andy Campbell. Cool Fuzz. Oh wow, the chat has just risen to the top. It's awesome. Scott says thanks for the time. Camera angle's fine. Oh man, yeah. I'll get the camera back to the screen thing that we had going on for a minute. It just for whatever reason I couldn't get it to work today. Man, thanks for you. Hey Steven, thank you for chiming in here and spending some time with me. Any suggestions for a tube combo amp? Easy pack and go for small gigs. This is Jimmy. Jimmy, I'll tell you right now, the tube combo amp that I want, right there, Sir Bella. That's why I'm playing through a head right now, direct in. What you're hearing right now is a Sir Bella, and that's it. Now, of course, I will always be an advocate for vintage Fender, anything vintage Fender. Love it. Love deluxes. But, once you find a really great one, they end up being a lot of money, and you don't want to take them out to gigs. So the good thing is the Bella is a workhorse. It's 44 watts. It's a real workhorse, And that kind of answers Taylor's question right now. Taylor 315 says, Andy, can you tell us what your main go-to amp is? I'm playing it right now. A Bella with some pedals. That's where I'm living these days. I feel like the tones are really solid, man. Mike says, I know I need to hybrid pick. Where do I start? You don't need to do anything. Hybrid picking is like anything else. Don't try to learn it just because you think you're supposed to. If you actually need to do it, then you can start by just taking simple shapes in your pentatonic and start hybrid picking the top couple of notes. Like taking those bluesy notes right there around the minor third and the fourth, and hybrid picking those like this. That's kind of how I'm using hybrid playing. More than it's more like the Tom Quillism of hybrid playing. But for me, just start out with all of the licks that you know. It's the easiest place to start is just start doing it, man. Don't be afraid to just dive in with it. Start digging through it. All right. Let's see. Take a few more questions. I'm going to do some chicken tonight. I'm going to get some chicken going, and I've got it marinating, so I can't get too carried away in this stream. I got to get up there, and I think I'm going to do some lettuce wraps. Sounds good. Got this new pepper. You guys should go check it out at Food City, Kroger, wherever. And it's a key lime pepper. It's freaking so good. Anything like poultry, stuff like that, so freaking good. Joe says need more videos and subs. Yeah, man. I'd love more subs always. Sub sandwiches, submarines. No, we're talking about subscribers. Yeah. Man, thanks to all my Patreon members jumping in over here. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week on YouTube. They take more work than I thought they would. But streaming is where we're going to spend a lot of time. We're going to get this mic thing fixed next. How do I keep track of measures? You're just trying to keep the song in your head. And a lot of times that you can pick your favorite songs and they'll naturally be there. Check it out. Like a song that I love that stays in my head. Let's see, is this one. Right? It's easy to keep that in my head. So when I start soloing, I can naturally hear the song in my head, right? Or like a my knuckle laid down, got a little bit too much of that C sharp for my taste buds. But with that said, that's kind of how I start. I start with pop tunes and things that I like, and then from there I'm it's easy for me to kind of keep the song in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the song anyways. I've heard it a million times. So I would start, something like that. Describe effects. Right now it's just delay. It is literally just a delay. Check it out. With my pedal board that I have going on, I've got my delay on an expression pedal. This is it with the heel down. Real dry. Nice. That's not really a bad telly tone for humbuckers. You can split it. Let's see. That's a cool lick I got from Will Bagby. Yeah. Cool stuff. So anyways, when we roll the heel down, it's dry. When it's I start rolling it in, it starts adding all the stuff. And it's just delay, but it sounds like a verb because I've got them stacked with a 2-to-3 ratio. Sounds really good. So yeah, that's how I'm doing it. There's not any no reverb happening. It's all just happening through that delay, which is kind of cool. Strymon, using the Strymon to do it. So if you guys like that kind of sound, that's where it's at. That's I think the Strymon guy is really killing the game with the delay. All right, so cool. Moving on down through the chat here. Thank you guys so much. We've got some more. When is the Wampler prototype going to be released? God, I don't know. Looks like they're in graphics mode now. I'm waiting like you guys are. We're right there at the finish line. Scott says do Jessica in the live set for sure. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for sure. Favorite Axe Effects amp? 50. There's like a 50-watt Marshall in there. It sounds really good. I like the Bogner Shiva. This is from Ambient Shredder. Ambient Shredder, thanks for chiming in. Appreciate you. What amp do I use for Truth and Lie? What would I recommend to use on the Axe Effects? Okay, Axe Effects settings are going to be live this week. That is a guarantee. You can grab my Axe Effects settings on my website this week. I'm finishing we found the way around the 50-state tax thing that was holding us up, and we got it nailed down, and we'll be moving forward with that. As far as the favorite Axe Effects amp, it just depends on what I'm playing. I like the Bogner Shiva in there a lot. I like the Divided by 13 in there. I like the 50-watt Marshall. I like the 100-watt Marshall. But, it's like real life. It's like what I would go buy in real life, the kind of amps that I like. Yeah. Have I ever played a Fender Super? Yeah, and they're awesome. Love them. Marinating in what? Scott says marinating in what? All right, here's my concoction. This is Scott Ruble. We'll get back to music in a second. Scott, I got the chicken marinating in just a little bit of Dell's sauce. That's the problem with Dell's sauce. Everybody goes overboard. Just a tiny bit, and then I did all my seasonings on that. Kind of a homespun rub. But the basis is a garlic and wine seasoning, and then that key lime pepper. So it's like kind of a key lime, garlic kind of thing going on. It's freaking gonna be good, man. Looking forward to it. Yeah, somebody says Night Moves way up firm and high, dude. Daniel Kenley, yeah, dude, I love Night Moves, man. That's one of my favorites. Edward John says, I'm looking at the Cali and the Pettyjohn compressors. Have I tried either? Any recommendations for squashy and cleaner compression, i.e. country and or rock? Edward Jones, if you'll hang out, and I'm not going to give away the farm, but if you'll just hang out for a day or two before you spend any money, there's something that I'm really liking. Here's without it. Right? With it. So if you like that right there, man, why don't you just hang loose and let's let this sir thing kind of come to fruition before you spend any money paper. Now, if you're asking my opinion and only my opinion, I'm gonna say just hang loose. We got something cooking in the oven. Don't want to take it out before it's done. Muhammad, how you doing, man? I would try to pronounce your last name, but I know I would butcher it. Yeah. Shakurian? He says he's practicing beyond the reef arpeggios, struggling with the hybrid pattern. Learn the technique from Tom Quayle, but usually slightly different pattern. Yeah, Muhammad, check it out. I'm going to try to give you the down the pike here. So I've got a hammer on right there. At the very top, I'm trying to give you the camera angle here where you can see it. So at the very top, we got 2 notes on one string, then 1 note, then 2 notes, then 1 note, right? So that's the pattern I'm using, where I'm hammering on, and then a middle finger on my right hand is doing the pluck hybrid, and that's how I'm getting across the string set. And then when I hit that A, that transitions me to the next chord. That's how I'm doing it. Yeah. So hopefully that helped you out and you can conquer those reef arpeggios. They're cool, man. I like those arpeggios a lot. Yeah, those are cool. What humbuckers? Thornbuckers. Yeah, thornbuckers. David says he's looking at a Revstar. What's my feeling on P90s? Man, I love P90s. P90s are freaking cool. If you need verification that P90s are cool, jump over and check out Phil X's playing. He rules, man. I love Phil's tone, and he's a P90 guy. Mike is chiming in with how to incorporate delay into the rig to inspire some more aggressive playing while staying in the groove. Man, use the expression pedal trick. That's what I do, and you can dry it out for your riffage, and then just ease into the mix for your solos. So yeah. All right, cool. What signature pedal will be called? Unfortunately, Chris, I cannot tell you what those will be called just yet. I can tell you that the price point for the Wampler will be competitive to everything else they offer. So that's all I can really say. I'm treading on thin ice here. I Swallow. I see what you did there. No, it's not Alan. His man, I Swallow, is out there. Let's see. Song title for Andy Wood, Clucking Around. Clucking Around. That's pretty good. Let's just jump down to the bottom. Will the Sir Secret pedal be in a mini style platform? Yes, it will. It's going to be in the mini housing, which is really, really cool because we crammed a lot of stuff into it, and we were all like, it's not going to fit. Kevin was even saying it's not going to fit, but he did it. It's unbelievable. That guy's great, man. Kevin Sir is amazing. Play some bebop bluegrass lines. Henry J. Okay. I don't really know what that means, but I'll show you a couple. Some of my favorite things in the bebop kind of world that overlap into the grass world is like the usage of, those kind of things. Those kind of isms, right? So when I look down and I see like a C chord, first thing I do to make it grassy is give it a flat 7. And then I'm going to add a minor third to the mix. Major third. Doesn't that sound grassy already? Already sounds kind of bluegrassy. Like Albert Lee isms. All of that stuff is right there, right? I don't want to go too fast for you, but I want to show you that what I got going on is there. So Mike's chiming in saying, what kind of chords would I use this stuff? This would just be C. So I could use it on a So you could see how I'm moving in and out of the scale. That's how I would move to a 4 chord. Maybe use that diminished. And using the 6. Right? Flat 5. All right. Maybe another one. Everything I'm playing is kind of here. That's outside, right? And right, because it resolves to that 5. And I'm looking for things that resolve to this 3. That'd be a nice whole tone one, right? Right? Those are kind of like how I would use like some faux bebop stuff in a bluegrass country set. And you know, you can use a lot of that stuff in a shred environment too. That'd be a good way to play that line, right? So don't think that it just sticks right there in the in the clean world. You know, it's nice in the shred world too. It starts getting really Dixie Dregs sounding, and I love that. You know, yeah. So Michael's saying the flat 9. That'd be right here. Right. Seems like that was something that how I did the intro to Everybody Loves You. Wasn't that the lick? I think that's it. I need to relearn it again. I think that's how I played that. But a lot of that flat 9 stuff was how I played over Everybody Loves You off of the Truth and Lie record. Yeah, sharp 11. Michael's calling it sharp 11. Flat 5 is kind of, you know, like my brain likes to see it as a flat 5, specifically if I'm in the key of G. You know, that kind of thing. So I can see that kind of triad, right? So that's how I can get out. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is sharp 11, but my brain likes to see it as a flat 5 for improvising. You know, a lot of times I'll condense information into the smallest version possible. Like the Danny Elfman thing, I had a guy chime in the comments and was like, you know, that's a secondary dominant. You know, talking about like this kind of sound. Technically, it is a secondary dominant, and he was right. But for me to improvise over those kind of changes, it's easier just to see major 2 in my head. So I'm always condensing and mutating information to solo more effortlessly over complicated changes, right? Everybody kind of stay with me, or are we going? Or have I went to space? Am I just talking out my butt now? I don't know. Yeah, it can definitely get fusioning. That's where I'm pulling that stuff. Chris says it might have some compression involved. Yeah, we might be working on something that compresses things. Every time I hear runs start on the flat nine, I think of Amel. Yeah, Amel loves it. Jimmy Herring, yeah, both those guys for sure. Let's see, altered scale, diminished scale, whole tone, yeah, all that good stuff. Just like I'm thinking intervallically versus scales, because it's easier to improvise when I just see the one interval that I'm trying to do, or the one note. Even like condensing it down to where it's not even an interval, it's not even two notes. It's just like I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm in what, E, and I see B flat. Like that helps me just be like, aim it. You know what I'm saying? Right there, aim it at the exact note that I'm trying to get out on. So, that's it. Minor 251s, yeah, that's, man, if you're having trouble playing over minor 251s, maybe check out Blue Bossa, specifically George Benson. So Mr. Zamek, Blue Bossa, George Benson, listen to him play it. He burns those 251s up, baby. Love it. Ambient Shredder. What are my thoughts on Amel's playing? Amel's one of my favorite players ever. I love that he's a gypsy jazz guy. I love that he blends all of these things together to make his own recipe. I think there's too many copycats kind of running all over the place. Not that I'm not one myself. Like if anybody says I copycat Brent Mason and Eric Johnson, be like, yeah, you bet your face on it. And Steve Morse, like, yeah, I rip all those guys off. But in general, I like to think that I'm putting a little more southern sauce in it. I don't know if I am or not, but I'm trying to make my own thing, and that's what I love about Amel. He's making his own, cooking up his own vibe, shredding and gypsy jazz stuff and jazz stuff too. So yeah, I love the guy, and he's great, and he's just a personal friend. So like we chit chat often, and yeah, him and Ben and I, big buddies. What was it like playing with Rascal Flatts? Did I ever get solos and get to cut loose? I did. The Flats were the best. I can't say enough good things about Gary and Jay and Joe Don. I'll tell you a funny story. Not a funny story. This is a sweet story. This is a Rascal Flatts story. It's my favorite one. I was going to play the Opry for the first time, and Gary said, "Hey, is your Papaw coming?" I was like, "No, it's a little far for him to drive." And so Gary sent his bus, his personal bus, to pick up my grandparents and take them to the Opry for the first time I played with them. For those who don't know, playing the Grand Ole Opry in country music that's the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? You play the Opry, that's the Super Bowl. I'm lucky enough. I can't tell you how many times I've played it now, but over my career I've been very lucky. And the first time I played it, I'm so thankful that I got to play it with Jay and Joe Don and Gary and Travis and Jim and Yankton. We had a great time and a great band. And they went to get my granddad and my grandmother. And when we walked out on stage, there's a big circle down in the floor of the Opry, and it's where the original stage from the original church was cut out. If you know your Grand Ole Opry Nashville music lore, you know that's the original stage. And I brought my granddad out on the circle, and we were looking down, and it was awesome. My guitar tech walks up behind him and said, "When you were teaching this boy how to play, I bet you never thought you'd be standing where Hank Williams Sr. stood." And my granddad, just being tough as nails kind of guy, just one solemn tear rolls down his face. And it was the best. I mean, just to have that moment with my grandfather, he got me started playing, and playing fiddle tunes is where it all began for me. And because of that, I've been fortunate enough to have a good career and play a lot of big arenas and do a lot of crazy gigs and for Gary to personally send his bus. Y'all got to understand too, Gary's bus is like the USS Ronald Reagan, man. It was like the pride of the fleet, it was like the biggest, nicest thing. He's like, just send it to get Grampsy and Nanny. I was like, man, you talk about solid, man. I'll always love those guys. And I talked to Jay and the guys quite a bit. Jay's a fellow nerd. Jay loves his Marvel stuff. He loves his Star Wars and that kind of thing. So when anytime there's one of those movies that comes out, or something's going on in the Star Wars world. Wow, I can't even say that. Anytime there's something going on there, like the Disney parks or anything like that, we always touch base. Hey man, have you got to ride the Rise of the Resistance, or have you seen this? Did you finish watching Clone Wars or whatever? We kind of keep up on that side, so that really really cool. So man, yeah. Let's hit a couple of questions. If you got any more questions, chime them in. And before we say la vie, thank you guys so much we've had 100 people in here hanging out with us the whole time. Love it. Appreciate all you guys, the questions and the kind words. A lot of cats in here I know personally, a lot of guys, Patreons and stuff like that. If you like this kind of thing and you're into kind of what I do, and you want to have an episode of The Woodshed kind of aimed at you, or maybe Under the Influence, join up on my Patreon. And I'm going to let you guys in a little something I'm going to do first. For my highest tier subscribers, those are the expensive ones, like the $50 tier. What I'm going to do is you'll be able to film yourself playing, send me the video, and then I will evaluate it, send you my thoughts back. And I'd like to say it's an original thought, but it's not. Paul Gilbert was implementing it in his lessons, and then I saw Guthrie Trapp doing it, and I was like, man, that's a cool idea. That's cool, something cool I can offer to you guys. So I'm going to chime in and do that. Basically, just so you know, the $5 Patreon sub is what that you'll get access to all the videos. Everything I release as far as the video content, you get it. And Patreon gets exclusive lick videos and stuff like that. Jason Wade saying, slap that like button like your mama taught you right. Ah, yeah, dude, ass to cross. For those that don't know, Jason Wade just made a Destiny streamer reference that's awesome. So yeah, do it. Hit subscribe, hit bell, all that kind of stuff, man. It helps me keep this stuff going. And any new and we got Ambient Shredder saying any new up and coming players that I'm stoked about. Man, Landon Jordan. Landon's kind of playing his butt off these days. I'd say Jake Workman that plays with Ricky Skaggs, Trey Hensley, another grasser. Those are kind of people that are kind of knocking me out. Mike Seal, always pushing the edge with fingerstyle playing. Love that stuff. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Marvel, all that stuff. Yeah. What am I using to video and post on YouTube? I don't understand the question, as in the camera itself, or the interface. I'm using an Aux and Logic and Focusrite Pro 40. If you're wondering about the gear side of it, the signal chain, I guess. Best wishes, David. Thank you, man. Thanks for chiming in from England, and thank you guys for the kind words. I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely Sunday wherever you are. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, I can't really think of anything to sign off with that's clever. Same bat channel, same bat time, that kind of thing. The camera. Yeah, man, I'm using iPad, iPhone. I haven't wrangled enough dough. Basically, my Patreon's funding my gear. So when the Patreon hits the magic number, then the first thing we're going to get is a big old fancy camera. So yeah, once it hits the magic number, we're going to get a camera. So we need that camera money, baby. And the only reason is so I just want to be able to have better gear. Yeah, let's go make some chicken and some vegetables, and I hope everyone has a great Sunday. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all you guys. I'd like to leave you with a couple little thoughts. It's tough times, and everyone be very aware that everyone else has a perspective. First and foremost, we gotta make change by loving each other, right? And right now, everyone seems like they're real quick to draw out and be on the offensive. There's a lot of good change that's happening. Let's all be aware that there's a lot of good things that are going on, and let's all just take a little extra time when somebody says something snappy to you, just to let it sink in for a second. Be aware of a perspective, and appreciate each other, and where we are as a humanity. You know what I mean? Like take a little extra time to love each other. If somebody's at the grocery store, gas station, you see somebody online, don't take the bait. Keep a high standard and support everyone that needs support. I think that's the most important thing. There's a lot of people that need love right now. There's a lot of people that need a lot of help and a lot of support. And change happens every day if we allow it to happen. So that's where I want to leave on the final thoughts, the Jerry Springer thoughts. So hope you guys have a great Sunday. Appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.